Welcome to another of the very exciting weekly series. We're talking about the JNSBL Lifeline Coach Series. During this time, very troubled, very worrying time, we have experts. We have our business specialists who will tell you how it is that you need to survive, and how to ensure that the steps are in place to make sure that you not only reboot, but you regroup and get ready for post-COVID-19. We're talking about weekly, where it is that you get the chance to hear how you can have it done and how you can make sure that your business stays afloat. Who does that? Nobody better than, of course, your preferred microfinance partner, JNSBL, Jamaica National Small Business Loans. With us today, we have two very exciting members on this panel. We have the 2017 winner of the JNSBL Barber and Beauty. Was it a makeup competition? And you are the winner. So hey, let's make some noise for the one and only. We're talking about Ariel Hitchner. Did I get it right? And she's going to make sure hitches you not just with her beautiful personality, but also in terms of how she got it done. And the specialist herself, we promise you'll be telling you how to make sure that you bounce back, you get rebooted, and you get going again. We're talking about the one and only Kimberly Atkinson, Communications Client Services Manager. Very interesting time, beauty therapist. I know it has been quite a challenge. When we announced in April that there's got to be changes in terms of how you do business. People call it the modus operandi. But how has it affected you? And as a 2017 winner here in the JNSBL Beauty and Barber Competition, how has that helped you?
JNSBL helped me with the competition to gain more clients. I was able to find a space on my own because I was working for someone before. And they also helped me with doing a course in entrepreneurship with heart.
Beautiful. So you won that and many other things we thought was just cash incentive. So therefore now properly you are your own business owner courtesy of that competition. I'm going to make sure I get that done in next lifetime. But what about in terms of Corona and COVID-19, the choices you've had to make, has that affected your business any?
It has. It's been difficult. Clients not coming in as much as they used to. Some are scared. Some just don't want to come.
Yes.
It's just slow.
Well, I know you've had to make changes then, because there's no way we're just going to just lie down and be dead. And courtesy of JNSBL, the good news is that in a little bit, Atkinson will tell you what are some of the ways to stay alive, but how have you ensured that you've kept it viable?
Okay, sanitization was a big thing for me before COVID, but now it's like 110% more or 200% more.
How so?
Sanitize before they come in. I go in extra early, wipe down everything, spray down everything. After each client leaves, I do the same thing again. Nobody can come in unless I spray the place. Beautiful.
And masking and all this thing. I'm very proud of you. But what about in terms of the feedback from your clients? That's a very big part, I'm sure, of in terms of your business ethics. Do you keep in contact with them, or are they with you?
Yes, I message them weekly, once a week, to let them know that I'm still in operation.
Beautiful. And has that been working though?
It has been working, not as much as I wish it would, but it is. I can't complain, still getting some kinds.
We call it the new normal. Annoyed with it, upset with it, gonna change something and add it to your new normal as a beauty therapist?
Yes, I sanitize them before they come in.
Yes.
So that's gonna be a new normal.
Beautiful. What about in terms of wanting the service? Like, there's no way I can do my face the way you did my face. So there is just no way I could, I think, do my eyebrow the way you do it. How will you ensure that you stay the 2017 winner in 2020-21? We could keep going with those years. What's your plan?
I am currently setting up one-on-one classes online for my clients. It's not out there yet, but I'm close. So I'm gonna start doing the one-on-one online classes.
Beautiful. And I know some people are going to snatch some of those ideas, but the good news is JNSBL is willing to help you with all those ideas. What, though, is your advice to your to colleagues in the industries, even competitors? Any advice you'd like to give to them?
Keep motivated. You have to keep motivated. This is something I love, so that's my motivation. Keep up with your sanitization. Let your clients know that you're still here. Engage in conversation with them, ask them how they're doing.
Beautiful. You're very kind. She has certainly shared quite a lot with you. But guess who's going to be sharing a lot more with you? And definitely all of us stand to benefit. We are talking about the very specialized, the very giving, very kind and ready. And let me tell you, I've been hearing you talking to some of your clients and giving them advice, and we're ready for you to tell us right here on this series. Kimberly, how do we get it done? First step in cosmetology or just any business to survive COVID-19. Oh my goodness. What are some of the things that you'd like to tell us as the manager here at JN Small Business Loans for that?
First thing, I must say I am so pleased to be sitting here with Ariel, our winner from 2017, and to see the growth that has happened over those years. You know, it has been, what, 2 years? Thereabout, and especially because she would have come to us initially to get that push start to be her own manager now, yes, her own business operator. But really the first step obviously is to reach out to a specialist, and that is getting in touch with one of our credit officers at your preferred JNSBL location, and you can actually get a listing of all our locations, all our client relations officers online. So I would encourage our viewers really to just jump online and see those locations and see an officer that you can probably reach out to. Once you do that, half the task is done because the process is very easy, but the first step has to be making contact with us directly.
As a microfinance partner, what is also very amazing, and I couldn't believe I kept looking at the figure, because you're loaning up to $8 million. Imagine one person, if it is you have that kind of business fallout or business care, you could get up to that with your Lifeline loan. You must want house, land, car, appliance, something, blender. Talk to us about how that works.
And it is one of the things that I am so happy with our institution about, because when we stack up against other micro lenders, not a lot are able to really extend the amount that we are extending at this time. We understand, however, that this is a very critical time. It is a time where persons will be identifying whether or not their businesses have been either interrupted or disrupted. And it is in identifying that having access to the capital is going to be very important. So when we say that you are able to access up to 8 million, as you can appreciate, Jenny, we cater to a wide suite of clients. So we're talking about, and I continue to say, we're talking about the handcart man. Yes. We're talking about an Ariel, and we're talking about a creative, any industry, you know. And so when we go up to 8 million, we're really saying we want to cater to that wide suite of clientele that we're hoping to help reboot, as you would put it, right after Corona. So that's exactly what we're doing by extending up to 8 million to that.
Hearing about a 9% small business loan recovery, is that a recovery loan? What exactly is that? Shed some light on that.
All right. So I would have shared a while ago that we span a wide group. So you'd have the handcart man, you'd have the manufacturer. And so that 9% loan is really for anybody borrowing about 1.5 million up to the 8 million. So that is what that bracket really caters to. But you may also have somebody, again, like an Ariel, it's just a matter of re-emphasizing the sanitization process. So 8 million would not be for an Ariel. Right. Ariel would probably need 100,000 yes. or 150 just to make those adjustments. We talk about sanitization stations, masks, probably shields, we don't know. And so that is what that specific amount is really geared towards. Those more medium size, small business.
Your loan terms are always so kind though, really, and accommodating. What about in terms of period of time? Because you know me that I can hear them bawling up. I just hear the handicap man say, Jenny, find out how long we have to pay it back. So answer that though in terms of helping them to recover.
Generally up to 8 years. As we look at the COVID experience, however, it will be on a case-by-case basis. Remember too that a lot of the support that we're giving at this time is to help you rebound. Yes. We don't know how long it will take for that process to be, maybe another 3 months, another 6 months. And so it is really having done the assessment that we're able to say that over probably a year, 2, 3 years that you'll be able to get the loans for.
Right. This is a beautiful series though. We're talking about the JNSBL Lifeline Code series. What are the top 3 things you'd like them to take from this?
I think one of the most important things you can do at this time is to choose a financial partner that's right for you. If you are going to be doing business, accessing credit, if the institution doesn't understand the operation of your business, it may not be the right financial partner at this time. You have to be flexible and ready for change. That is very important. And we've seen, as Ariel pointed out to us, how she had to adjust, pivot. She now had to be sanitizing her clients, who I'm sure were probably thinking, what's happening? Yes. I've been to a salon, and as you enter the door, she's there spraying you down, you know. You have to determine quickly and very early out, is this a disruption or an interruption? Is that what COVID did to you? Interruption in the sense that you just have to pivot a bit, which Ariel did. But disruption meaning that you have to change the entire business position now. Probably what it is that you used to offer is no longer relevant post-COVID. So you have to figure that earlier, because it means that once you identify that, it depends now and informs the type of support that you'll be looking for going forward. And finally, you have to make a plan and plan to execute. Too often we make plans but we don't execute, right?
Yes.
And so I think in this period it's a good downtime to really plan and see what it is that we'll be able to do going forward.
You know, this is a time where there are lots of uncertainties. People are not so sure what's the next step and what are the steps to take. Would you recommend that people start a business? The cosmetology-related industries are such a wide, very varied. You got the nails, you got the hair, you got the barbering. What recommendations for anybody thinking of doing that now?
The first thing I would say, any profession you're going in, and especially when we talk about the beauty industry, which is a multi-million-dollar industry, the first thing you have to respect, you have to have the skill and the passion before you decide that you're going into an industry like that. And I think Ariel can shed more light on that. If you don't have the passion, right, Ariel, and if you don't have the skill set, that's not for you. The worst thing you want is to be venturing into a space that you don't have the skill set, and then instead of promoting yourself, you end up pulling down yourself, right? You also, I'm believing, because the beauty industry is so varied and there are so many players in it at this time, you want to identify what's going to make you stand out. One of the best ways to stand out is to offer the best customer service you can, especially in a period where you're competing in the same space. It's the same makeup line. It's the same who can arch an eyebrow, you know, who can. So what is going to make that difference? And the customer service, I believe, and Ariel can probably share, pitch in here, what makes the difference, what's going to make you stand out. That's something I would definitely look at as well. And as we think about it, if we're going into business right now, you have to have your plan down to a science. Nobody goes into a business to fail. And so you must be able to have down to a science your targets. How you're going to reach your customers and how much customers you're going to have daily. And you actually have to have it down to that level to survive. Especially if you are in a situation where you're going to be renting a space, you have to know the income levels. Are you able to afford? So all of that have to be considered. And finally, if you plan and you don't execute, it makes no sense. So planning is important, but also following through is going to be what brings the business out. And so I'm hoping that that is something that persons take away as we try to unearth some of the support we are giving and what we can expect during this time.
You're not just communications, you're client services manager.
That is
which means that you're just so important. You're like a mama or a papa to a business that's just starting. Did they help you with that, Ariel? And how did the JNSBL help you with that? And what about the person starting that business? What can they expect that others don't give? But because you are the premier, you are the number one, you're the preferred microfinance partner, how is it to you stand out? Just like how I want to know how they helped you, how you can help the others go. Did they help you with that? Advice, guide, structure, all of that. Did you get that, or are you going to get more?
I got the structure. We had a lot of meetings pre-competition.
Nice.
We had people coming and talking to us about entrepreneurship, stuff like that.
So you're properly guided, man. You can't flop in a life. And what about the persons now starting the business? And of course, they're starting it with you with this Lifeline loan of 8 million. Well, up to that, if it is you want less, yes, you can get that. What will you say to them as a client services? Because this time you got to hold their hands and be there like a big sister and a mama. What's the plan?
All right, I just want to capitalize on what Ariel said in terms of the heart training that we'd have also offered. So that is very important. But once you come into a location with us, remember, you're coming to an institution with over 19 years of experience servicing the micro sector. So when you're coming to us, we're coming to a group, an expert who has all of that years behind knowing how to assess. When we talk about customer service right now, I know it's COVID period, so I have to emphasize that we've made the space even safer for our clients. So we've had observing the physical distancing protocols, as well as sanitization stations being placed. And so all of that goes into the consideration in terms of how we go through a step-by-step approach with the application, taking the time to even visit your business, which is a part of business assessment, financial analysis, and any questions that you actually have. We have partners that we're able to refer you to get that type of added support. And so we're talking about JBDC, Jamaica Business Development Corporation. Had Ariel been in a situation where she was not clear and a business plan would have been necessary, we could have easily reached out to our partner for her to get that type of support. So those are some of the things our clients can look forward to, of course, and a smile as we try our best to really meet the need.
I'm just loving it big time. You make me feel safe. Not just safe from Corona, but safe from what we could call a meltdown because of all the steps you have in place. We want to commend you, JNSBL, Jamaica National Small Business Loans. I want to say the whole thing. I just don't want to say JNSBL because I want you to know that they are definitely the leading microfinance institution. We're talking about partner, getting the stuff done, and we're really very proud that they are making sure that you don't stop planning. And that's a biggie. You want to make sure not only do we drive the economy, but you continue to drive what your plans are, that you continue to drive what it is that you want beyond 2020. And of course, you want to make sure you get it through JN Small Business Loans. Here's what is wonderful. We have more coming up in this series, but we want to thank you so very much. We start with the girl that you got to get hitched if you're talking hitch now. And we're 2017 winner and a winner beyond. We want to commend you and congratulate you and wish for you all the very best. But of course, holding your hands, we're talking about JNSBL, and you have the very able, very loving, very kind Kimberly Atkinson leading the way, Communications Client Services Manager. We thank you so much. Stand by for more right here as we make it not just any series, it is the JNSBL Lifeline Coach Series. So I want to say welcome back to the JNSBL Lifeline Coach Series, where the experts tell you how to do it, where the business owners also give you ideas how to survive post-COVID-19, because we are not going to volunteer and die. Your business will live, and JNSBL is making sure of that. And don't forget, we are hashtagging people first, hashtag making sure you know, hashtag coping with COVID is taking place. And that is taking place right here as we make it a part of the series. And with us, the lady who is, I call her the rose in the garden, the lady who's going to help you to make money and more money, Grants Manager, JN Foundation, Rose Miller. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, Jenny.
It's good to be here with you, and I don't know how you're going to do this, But I hear that you're the bro sister. If you got bro gods, you got bro sisters, because you're going to tell us about projections. What the next, is it short term would be 3 months, 6 months? What is it for you? What do you project?
It's going to be really, really challenging. The signs are already out. It's going to be a challenging period. And so we have to get our mindset in that space. But challenges, we can overcome them.
Yes.
We really can. So a lot is going to depend on how much we educate ourselves during this period, because that's a crucial pillar for success. We really have to get into the space where we are seeking out information, and we are not just seeking out and information is passing us by, but we're actually activating what we have learned. So the next 6 months, or it could be more, Jenny, because the signs are really grave, it's going to be really challenging. So
should people be cautious? Should you live as you normally do, spend as you normally do, or you should be cautious with the spend?
It is all about caution, because none of us to date knows how long this COVID period will be or how we'll come out of it. There are some signs, but there's really no certainty up to now. So caution is definitely a good word, and spending wisely is also another good term. So we're gonna cash flow management is gonna be key.
That's going to be hard for the businesses that you manage as well, and you're a partner, because that's what I think is fantastic about JNSBL is that you're not just a financial institution, you're a partner.
Yes.
What kind of tips would you give them though in this period of caution?
Okay, I really want to say to our JNSBL clients, and we're really happy that you clients are on board, we're here for you. Like I said, cash flow management is going to be key, so we're not going to be spending off all we have. We start with very basics, we go back to our budgeting. Even for businesses, we have to budget. We have to budget personally, we also have to do it for our businesses. As we also seek to go out and purchase, we're gonna make sure that we get the best for our dollar. So when you go to buy, don't be afraid to ask for your discounts, because that's gonna help you to stretch your dollar. We also want people to be creative. You know, Jamaicans are really very creative.
Yes.
And so dream about stuff that you can create and make it happen, whether in the salon or in your restaurant or wherever you are. Creativity is going to help us through a lot. In terms also of additional sources of income, that's really going to be key as well. What else can we do to make some more money? Yes, we have this stream, but you might be able to do something else. You have a skill. Can you monetize it? If that can happen, then you're also in a very good place, because additional streams of income are going to be crucial as we seek to bring in all the income we can from the various places.
You know what is interesting is that you speak to how it is that you personalize those needs. And in a little bit, we'll be speaking to another very beautiful lady, Tamika Booty, brand manager, CoverGirl Jamaica and Benjamin's Cosmetics. Good to have you on board, because we're going to get specific to cosmetics and cosmetology. But your tip, though, that you just gave us, is that's a general tip.
General.
Do you think the financial tip should vary as it relates to cosmetology?
No, because the truth is the truth is the truth. So whether it's agriculture, whether it's cosmetics, whether it's hospitality, medical, the truth is just the truth. So we budget all around, we spend wisely all around. If we have skills, we monetize it all around, and we go after the best bargain for every dollar we're gonna spend.
Tamika Booty, you agree with Rose? You agree in terms of that's how it should be, or as a specialist, as the cover girl for Jamaica, that you'd say to them, hey, yes, but. Do you have a yes, but there?
Well, I agree 100%. Definitely going back to basics, budgeting right across the board, whatever business it is, and especially in a time where it's, the focus is more on essential items, and some may say, the beauty industry is not essential right now, but persons still want to look nice.
Yeah.
With the mask.
Yes.
So,
that is certainly true, right? But the eyes are even more important now with the mask.
Right.
You can't have half of your face covered and the other half that's showing it's not popping. That don't make sense. But my question, #COVID, coping with COVID, #coping with COVID, what would you advise them to be doing? The trends. Y'all are about the trends. Makeup, cosmetology is about trends. How is that changing?
well, definitely there has been a shift in focus for the beauty brands, the big brands like your CoverGirl, your L'Oreal, your Maybelline. They have all shifted their focus to eye products, makeup for the eyes, the brows. Definitely there hasn't been much of a significant decrease in terms of the sales of brow products, the mascaras. Those are still moving. Your skincare products definitely have not really suffered from the COVID-19 pandemic.
You still gotta cover those pimples
Listen.
and make sure it's nice and smooth.
Right. So
any increase though, any product that has increased?
Skincare has definitely seen an increase in the beauty industry. A lot of persons are, you know, doing it yourself at home. They are getting their, you know, skincare products. They are purchasing more skincare because, you know, we're all at home. You know, we want to ensure that when we do come out of this pandemic, you know, the skin is, you know, on point, because that is the base, the foundation for good makeup application. So the persons who are in the makeup industry are shifting the focus towards the skincare, and of course, you know, the eye products definitely for those persons who have the Zoom meetings every day, or you know, the Zoom celebrations, or just wearing the mask. You know, you still want to
feel good about yourself.
Yes, you still want to feel good.
Rose told us in terms of how we can spend properly, and I mean JNSBL, they've been telling us about loans up to $8 million. If it is, yes, that's an idea for you, right? But what about you though? In this section where we're as experts and business analysts and specialists, what do you offer persons in your industry? What can they expect from you?
Well, we basically focus on, well, the retailers. We would advise them to put a little more focus on not just skincare as mentioned, but also the tools, the makeup tools, your sponges, your brushes. Those have not necessarily been, you know, significantly affected, because yes, makeup artists who do go out, you know, on a one-on-one kind of basis, yes, they are taking a lot more precautionary measures in regards to sanitization, in regards to, you know, getting more sponges than makeup sponges than they usually have, so they can ensure that, you know, everything is kept as hygienic as possible, or, you know, even more so now with the COVID situation. So definitely stock up on the makeup tools, the makeup products, and as mentioned before, if you're a retailer, I would definitely shift the focus to more skincare products as well, because that is where we're seeing the increase in terms of the trend. So that's my advice to the retailers. And for the consumers, I would say definitely, you know, try your DIYs. You get your clay mask base and you mix it with some aloe vera. Just, you know, come up with other creative ways, because I've heard the word creative, yes, you know, being mentioned, and I think that definitely should help us. One product can have multiple uses, so we have to, you know, think outside the box, put the aloe vera on the face, mix it with a little turmeric and so on, and make your own, you know, face mask.
How dangerous is that though, in terms of doing the DIY? Sometimes I'm afraid myself, because specialists have a different way of doing it. Is there something that you'd advise them? Okay, you've already said in terms of how we can marry both, or making sure you use one to enhance the other, so you're cutting costs and you're smart, as you say, smart with the spend. But what about some of the things, corners that they ought not to cut, and to ensure that the specialists, those in the industry who are trained, that they go to them? Are you able to pinpoint what that would be?
Well, definitely it would be to do your research. If it is that you are trying to, you know, the focus is skincare, you want to get your skin glowing or looking, you know, improving, the top advice I would have is to do your research. You can, now we have the online platform where we can reach out to specialists, persons that we know. We can actually send an email, send a, you know, direct message to the experts, find out what products they can use. So it's definitely do proper research, and also just to in terms of the DIYs, I would more recommend, you know, stick to your organic kind of materials. Those are a lot easier to work with. So your natural aloe vera, I mean, I don't think you can use too much of that.
That's
so
right.
It's safer, so you can try it, Jenny.
Good. We want to thank you very much, you specialist in the industry, Miss Budi. We want to thank you so very much. And of course, Miss Rose Miller, we thank you very much for sharing those very, what you call in terms of very specific tips. Because that's what I like about this series, is that it speaks directly to your needs and how it is directly you can benefit. And I like that about it. Of course, you know, if you want to know more, always on this series, you can make sure you follow JNSBL on the IG, the FB, the Twitter page. And that's just so easy. At JN Small Business Loans. Again, very easy. At JN Small Business Loans. And of course, for those who just can't be bothered with the social media, the good news is that because they are JNSBL and they care, we got a number as well. Isn't that fantastic? So if you're interested in the COVID-19 loan, make sure you call the 876 948-7454. So that's 948-7454. Put your 876 and you're good to go. JNSBL, you know, is the #1 microfinance company in Jamaica. And what is great as a sweet and as an icing, as it is you're being careful out there, is that they have loans up to $8 million. So if it is you have less than that and that's your need, then as you will make sure you're not just hashtagging people first and COVID and coping with COVID, but you want to make sure you're hashtagging, hey, I'm going to go to JNSBL because I'm going to survive this. We want to make sure, again, that you keep on watching, you keep on looking out, because in this series, we specialize on beauty, barb, and cosmetology, but there is more to come. And we say to you, as you stay safe, make sure you keep on watching the page, because there's going to be more for you on this JNSBL Lifeline Coach series. Wow, good.